Hello everyone. Today we will talk about variables. This word variable means something that is not consistent or something that is liable to vary or change. For example, your age. Today you are 20 years old and next year you will be 21 years old. Now the question is, why do we need variables in programming? We need variable to store data and to manipulate data. Okay. So what happens is uh, in computer, in the computer system, you have RAM, which is actually acting as your primary memory. So whenever you execute any program or open any application software, some memory is being allocated to that program. For example, like you have opened Chrome browser on your computer, then some memory will be allocated for Chrome in RAM like this. Similarly, when you execute or run your code, it is basically existing in the RAM. Now, RAM is divided into small blocks, and each of these memory blocks has some hexadecimal address, which is very difficult to remember as a human being. So, when you create a variable, what happens is you allocate some portion of the memory and you give it a name like A or X. You can give any name, whatever you want. Now you can store any value in it, like you can store 5 in it or 6 or whatever you want. So now we'll see how to declare a variable in JavaScript. And today we will work in App Lab. So here we have some sections, like in the left hand side we have mobile simulator. Here we have toolbox. Here we have different sections and different commands. So today we will work in variable section. And here we have console window. Okay, this is workspace. Here we will put some commands and we'll be able to see output over here in the console window. So first thing is declaring a variable. So I will go to this block and it is saying declare a variable. I will take this block and keep it over here. Now at the place of this X, I have to write name of my variable. Okay, basically what are you doing here? You are giving some name to the memory. Okay, suppose I write over here score. I want my variable to be named as score. Now in JavaScript, whenever you have to declare a variable, you have to write var and whatever name you want to give at this place of score, you have to write that name and you have to give a semicolon. This is the syntax of JavaScript to declare a variable. Okay, this semicolon, what does this semicolon means? So like in English, after every sentence you put full stop. That full stop tells us that my sentence is ending over here. In the same way, this semicolon tells my computer that my instruction is ending here. Now, the second thing is you have to store some value in your variable. So to do that, I have one block assign a variable. Okay. Now at the place of X, I will write score and here I can give any value, like I'm giving 8 to it. Now if you want your computer to print the value which you have stored in score, so to do that you have one block console.log Basically what it does is like message is written inside it. So if I will run it, so you can see messages coming over here, right? In the same way you will print your variable over here. Okay, now you have to write score over here like this, and I will reset and run it. You can see here it is coming. Now if you want to put any another value inside it, so you just have to write score over here, and you can put whatever value you want to. Like I've put 4 over here, and I will reset it and run it. You can see 4 is coming. Okay, so now, so as we are in app lab today, we will build one app. So when you build any app, you have to follow 4 steps. The first is purpose, second is design, third is code, and fourth is run and check. Okay, so today my purpose is to build an app that can add two numbers. Now first step is done, and we have to move to the second step, that is designing. Now here we have code, design, data. To design your app you have to click on design, and here we have some elements like button, text input, label, drop down, radio button, and so many. And here we have our mobile simulation, and here you will see all the properties of your elements. Basically we call them as elements. Okay, like button is an element, input, text input is an element. So for today, so whenever you want input from a user, you have to use input text. Okay, like my user will enter first number inside this input box, and the second number over here. Okay, I will put some label over here. It will tell my user that you have to write first number here. Like I will write number 1. I will take one more label over here. I will keep it over here, and I will write number 2. Okay, and like you can choose any, we have predefined themes over here. You can choose from here also, or you can change the colors and all these things from the property also. So for now I'm using like, I will choose this one maybe. Yeah, this is nice. So when I will click on this input, as you can see we have ID over here. So for every element we have unique ID. For this input box we have text input 1. For this one we have text input 2. So for every element we have unique ID. Okay, and we have all these properties over here. Now I have, my user will enter first number over here, second number over here. Now what I want, when user will enter first number, then second, and there should be one button on which he she will click, and there will be an output. Okay, so to do that I have to put button over here. So I will take one button, and I will make it like, 40. I want it like round, and I will remove button from here, and I will, I want to add one image over here. So I will go to image, I will go to icons, and here I have these images. So like I will put this, this is over here. Okay, now after entering these two numbers, my user will click over here and the output I we will show it over here. So I will take one label, okay, and I will make it big like this. And for now, what I will do, I will remove text from here and I will increase font size to 15, like 15, and I will do the text alignment to center. Okay, now the designing part is done. Okay, we have to move to the code part. So now like let me run this. Okay, I will enter 4 over here and I will enter 5 over here. Now I'm clicking on this button, nothing is happening. So this is where coding parts come. So here I have one command that is on event. Okay, on event, what is the ID of this button? Its unique ID is button 1. So when I will click on button 1 on event, button 1 is click, something will happen. Okay, after clicking on this button, what I want now, I want my computer to take these two numbers from the text input and add these two numbers. So here comes the part of variable. Okay, so to do that, I have to take this number and store it in a variable. In the same way, I have to take this number and store it in a variable. So to do that, I will declare two variables, one variable for this number, one variable for this number. So the first one, I will give it a name num1, and to the second one I will give it a name num2. Okay, and what I will put over here, whatever is there inside this block. So to do that, to fetch these numbers, we have some commands like get number. Okay, I will put get number over here. This, what this get number do, it will go to the ID. Which ID? Like for text input 1 we have, so it will go to this element and get whatever value inside it. In the same way for the text input 2, okay, whatever the value this input text has, it will store it in num1 and num2. Now what I want my computer to add these two numbers, okay, num1 and num2. To do that, I want to see my output over here in the label 3. Okay, this is label. So to do that, I have to set number. Okay, so I have this block set number. I have to give ID. Where do I have to set my number? So I want to set my number in label 3. So I will go to label 3. Okay, and now I will write num1 plus num2. Num1 plus num2. And I will reset and run it. Now I will give 2 over here and 4 over here, and I will click over here. So what it is showing? So it is showing NaN, means not a number. So why it is showing this? It is saying that there is no number inside these variables. Why it is showing it? So when I click on run, at this moment of time, there is no number inside these. Okay. At this point, number 1 has fetched the value, number 2 has fetched the value. So there is no value inside these input, like text input. After that, when I will click on this number, it is simply adding these two number. So what I have to do here, after click on this after clicking on this button, I have to again get these numbers. So to do that, I will take this assign value, okay, blocks, and I will write num1 over here, num1 and num2, and I will simply get this number and get this number. So for first one I have to write text input 1, for second one I have to write text input 2. Now we will reset it and run it again. I will write 3 and 6 and I will click over here. You can see 9 is coming here, right? So this is how we use variables. And yeah, you can make it like calculator. You can put one more button over here for subtraction, for multiplication, for division, and you have to do the same code for that. Like, okay, I will do it. uh, I will go to design first and I will keep it over here. So I can do one more thing. I can click on duplicate and I will get one more button like this over here. So what I will do, I will go to image and I will go to icon, and from here I can use this multiplication but symbol, okay, and I will go back to my code. Now I can copy this thing, Control C and Control V. So after copying it, as you can see, the button ID here is 1. Okay, so for this button I have my ID button 2. So I will choose button 2. So when on event button 2 is clicked, number 1, it will fetch the value from number 1 from the number 2. And here what you have to do, you have to, like, you will go to math, and this thing is used, this operator. So we call them operator, this plus minus all these things we call them operator. For multiply we have this operator, so I will put here. So I have to add or multiply num1 and num2. Okay, and let's run and see what will happen. I will click 5 here and 4 here. First we'll add, okay, this is 9. Now I will multiply. So 4 5s are 20. This is how we use variables in programming.